Hello world of YouTube and welcome to another episode of Redacted, the show where I take a look at records that have a solid foundation but a spotty execution and make it a smoother listening experience out of it all. And this month we're going to be making another episode for the theme that I decided to tackle this year, debuts, by talking about a band that has been heavily requested for the show, just not the project everyone's been asking me to do, and instead doing a project that I think I'm more suited for. A debut by a band that I hold very near and dear to my heart. They're a big piece of my life, I really adore them, and a lot of what they got me into music by association and all that sort of stuff. I'm talking about the pop-punk band Green Day, and I'm talking about a debut that is honestly really solid, but given everything they were making during this era, I felt like they could have had a better foot forward. Even if their foot forward was great enough to get them a deal and push them into broader horizons, I wanted to make the best embodiment of the first era of this band by making the perfect debut out of it. I'm talking about the 1990 smash by Green Day, 39 Smooth. Now, to get this out of the way, I'm not talking about the trilogy because, well, my buddy John already kind of did a really good Redacted on the trilogy that I think is better than anything I personally could have come up with. I don't really like the trilogy by and large as a whole. I like pockets of it, and I'm sure I could make a Redacted of it, but I think his version is pretty damn good. But I still wanted to do an episode on Green Day, and I figured when I decided to do this year of the debut, I would try to look at 39 Smooth and the Kiffmeyer era as a whole and give Green Day the best debut they could have ever tried to make with everything they had at their disposal. And that was really my mission statement. Just take a lot of my personal favorite songs, songs that showcase Green Day's abilities as songwriters, and generally show off their musicianship and their ability to craft hooks, catchy melodies, and all that sort of stuff. It's a bit longer than the original 39 Smooth, which is fine, because to listen to the original 39 Smooth, you have to make it in a playlist anyway. This album is done dirty in the modern streaming era, because they don't just have 39 Smooth, it's only the 1039 slapped out happy hours, the compilation that was made of this record and a lot of the Kiffmeyer era into one little release. So you could see this as a redacting of that and just injecting the stuff from the rest of the Kiffmeyer era, but that's really kind of, it still stays 39 Smooth in general. I think it's a good name for a debut. I don't know why, it's a really sleek looking name. But my version of this album is 13 songs and 36 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and show off the track listing, tell you why I kept where I kept and what I put it where. I was there. Think about you, sweet children, sweet children, sweet children. If our crowd has fallen, every diamond hits the ground. Regardless of what you think of 39 Smooth as a record, I think Green Day's biggest crime that they committed in the sequencing of that record is that they didn't open with I Was There. You could have kept all the songs there, you still should have opened with I Was There. That song is fantastic, and in hindsight, really kind of embodies some of the best aspects of Green Day's songwriting. It is easily the best song from this album, and while you could say that's a mistake to start with your absolute best song, start with your best foot forward. If you've got a great song that is about reflection, something that you guys do a lot of incredibly well on a lot of your lyrics, why not start your debut with it? It's like your calling card, your mission statement. I Was There is like everything Green Day embodies at some of their highest highs. It's something in a tight little early 90s sounding pop-punk jam. And really, if you look at the track listing, this record's kind of split in two. That's very much intentional. I didn't want to make this very front-loaded, but again, I'm trying to swing with the hardest foot forward that I can. So from I Was There, you get a 1-2 punch of Don't Leave Me and Disappearing Boy. Two more catchy-ass bops that really lay in some emotional cores lyrically before hitting you with a 3-hit combo of just some great, fun, early 90s punk-style jams, starting with before going into Best Thing in Town and finishing up with At the Library. 3, again, just very catchy-ass, tight, Green Day pop-punk jams. And once that front half fades away, you then get Rest coming up in there, the sole, real mellow moment across this entire track listing. It's a point of reprieve, a point of rest, a point to come down off of that barrage of just catchy-ass, well-constructed early 90s pop-punk excellence. It's even got some catchy moments within itself. It doesn't lose you with the hook, it just lets up on how much it tugs you before revving right back up with the back half of the record. A half that doesn't lose the catchiness, and these songs do bleed really well into each other, and I still kind of have some symbolism and stuff popping up in the back half, but I'm gonna be honest, like, I really wanted to lead with what I think are easily the best songs from this era before Rest. But from Rest, we throttle into Road to Acceptance. I wanted to kind of just kick up the energy with one of the faster cuts from this era before going right into another really catchy mid-tempo riff-heavy jam of 409 and Your Coffeemaker. I really adore this song. I think the hook of it is very catchy. And again, it kind of leads really well into the next song because I wanted to kind of keep the intensity but ramp it up just a little bit more with The Judge's Daughter, which is what the outro is for the original version of the record, but this adds as more of sort of the middle piece in the back half with, again, more catchiness, more lean riff work, and more really good tight musicianship at its core, before going into Paper Lanterns, a song that similarly to 409 and Your Coffeemaker is more to just embody a lot of what Green Day does really well as a pop-punk band from a riff-writing perspective. I like the guitars on that song. I like how the song starts with that distortion before going into the lead riff. You know, Kiffmeyer's drums on here are really good as well, and it acts as sort of the real first send-off of the record, which the lyrics of Judge's Daughter and Paper Lanterns almost act as a good thematics to the next two songs on the project, because they're about sort of casting away somebody else or, you know, wanting to be past somebody else, and that comes in the form of Sweet Children and Green Day, the band's old namesake and the band's new namesake, and this sort of acts as a casting off of that old them to embrace the road that they will have ahead in this new iteration Green Day, whatever those horizons may be for them. And that was my version of 39 Smooth. Again, I just wanted a nice, lean punk album. If there was... Again, I just wanted a nice, lean pop-punk experience that had a huge selection of bops while also strategically placing songs in certain places, whether it be to have just a really strong front half with a more loosely conceptual back half, while also retaining just a lot of what makes the band work. You know, a lot of the songs that didn't end up on here mostly because I just don't think they hit as hard as the songs that I did end up with, / some of them are covers of other bands that they just happened to release at around this time. But that's my version of it. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know your comments or what Redacted you would make to 39 Smooth in the comments down below. If you do want to listen to my version of 39 Smooth, linked in the description are both a YouTube and Spotify playlist if you'd like to check them out for yourself. If you like this Redacted, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general nerdery content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons. If you would like to join their ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content, or to help drive the community, it's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here, though. Thank you again so very much for watching. I really had fun with this month's episode, and I hope you like listening to it. I have been Viral Rack. Thank you again so very much for watching. You guys have good days, lives, and situations. You guys have good days, lives, and situations, and I'll see you another day.